Shalom Akim. This is Yabatazak coming back with another video. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to you brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth. Call Halayim Yahweh Yahushai. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Wahabrakah Kodash Barakatam Akim. Alright, I was watching the elder Yashawamba's video regarding fasting and prayer and putting off the flesh, and it's a spirit, because last night I was thinking this exact same thing, man. And there's times where, like the brothers, we've made videos about complacency and being comfortable in this society, and there's times where you're not going to be comfortable, and either way, whether you're comfortable or not, you still have to afflict yourself. You still have to put off the flesh from satisfying the flesh. And because the demons, they feed off the flesh, all right, and then that lowers the frequency of the spirit, so the fasting helps out a lot, man. The fasting is not only beneficial towards your physical health, but also to the spirit, because Yahweh Shai mentioned it, and that's what's going to increase your faith and things of that nature. And as the brother said, we have to do it more often, and there's a scripture in Joel 2:3, or Joel 2:15, where it says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, call for a fasting, and gather a solemn assembly. And that's what we are, man. We have to call for a fasting, like a nationwide fasting, because we all have to be of one understanding, one mind, one mouth, one everything, one spirit. So I want to go ahead and just bring out Isaiah 58:5. It says, Is it such a fast that I have chosen, a day for a man to afflict his soul? It is to bow his head as a bulrush, and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him. Wilt thou call this a fast and an acceptable day to the Lord? Is not this the fast that I have chosen, to loose the bands of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, and that ye break every yoke? So fasting is very powerful, man. As it's saying right here, man, the fasting is to loose the bands of wickedness, and to undo heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, and that ye break every yoke, and that's going to be part of that whole spectrum of us gaining salvation, man, and deliverance from the hand of our enemy, from the chains of the body of this darkness, because we're not only in captivity under Esau, but also we're under captivity being in these bodies, man. And as the brother had mentioned, man, we have to do it more, more often. It says, verse 7, is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry, and that thou bring the poor that are cast out to thy house? When thou seest the naked, that thou cover him, and that thou hide not thyself from thy own flesh. You see, because that's denying yourself, man. We're denying ourselves of these pleasures, the appetites of our spirit or soul, that's gonna satisfy and be pleasing to the flesh. When you fast, you start denouncing yourself. You start looking towards others, man. You start wanting to help other people. Not that you ain't doing it now, that we ain't doing it now, but it's more meaningful, because you're actually sacrificing yourself, all right? And you're gonna feel a lot more better knowing that you've denied yourself, but you saw the lifting of the spirit in that person's face, or his eyes, or the smile that you made on that person, that impact on that person for helping this individual. Versus you're gonna gain a satisfaction, because you, as scriptures say, it's better to give than to receive. To be a cheerful giver. You know? So we all have to continue to work on that. It says, verse 8, then shall thy light break forth as the morning. See, so after we do all these things, we denying ourselves and stuff like that, you know, we start looking to our brother, you know. The Lord said, then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thine health shall spring forth speedily. You know, and it can come in different ways, man. You can become more spiritually, gain more spiritual wisdom. You know, get closer to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, have a better understanding spirit to understand certain things, to have the spirit of discernment. You know, your faith is increased to cast out demons, you know, out of other people. You know, it says, then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thine health shall spring forth speedily, and thy righteousness shall go before thee. The glory of Yahweh shall be thy rewarder. So these are the benefits of doing the things that I just read up from Isaiah 58:5 down to 7, man. You know, you're going to spring forth before them all. Why? Because you put yourself last. Like the scriptures say, the first are last, and the last first. So you're going to spring forth out of all them, man. It says, verse 9, then shalt thou call, and the Lord shall answer. You see? It's like when you read 2nd Ezra, and the angel Uriel had came to him because he was, you know, praying unto Yahweh, and he was concerned about his people. Every time before the angel got into certain things with him, he always told him to fast, you know, and also told him to go onto the field and to eat the grass and the flowers at one point. But every time he was fasting, when he was receiving these great things of understanding, these breakdowns, you know. So it says, then verse 9, then shalt thou call, and the Lord shall answer. You see, if you want to be heard, you have to afflict yourself. Moses did it for 40 days and 40 nights. Yahushua did it for 40 days and 40 nights. Ezra, if I'm not mistaken, did it for 40 days and 40 nights as well. Okay? It says, then shalt thou call, and the Lord shall answer. Thou shalt cry, and he shall say, here am I. That quick. You know? That quick. If thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke. What is the yoke? This flesh, man. That has a strain, a restraining on the spirit, man. You know, and the only way to fight back against that restraining order is to fast, to pray, to stay in tune with the scriptures, to watch the videos, to go onto the highways and the byways. There's a whole list of the spectrum that has to be completed, man. The criteria. It says, if thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke, the putting forth of the finger, and speaking vanity. So we had to put away all these different things that are offensive to ourselves, to the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, to the Akim, and even these fucking 2/3, because the scriptures say, love working no ill towards his neighbor. We have to be perfect in the midst of this crooked, perverse generation. Even though we're not perfect, you know, but we have to strive for that perfection. Verse 10, and if thou draw out thy soul to the hungry, and satisfy the afflicted soul, then shall thy light arise in obscurity, and thy darkness shall be as the noonday. Meaning that we're going to fulfill what is spoken of in the book of Job, where it says that in 6 troubles or 7 troubles the Lord shall deliver thee. And it's saying that we're going to build when destruction, we see destruction come, we shall laugh. You know, that's what it's talking about, man. They were going to be taken care of in that time. Why? Because we did the things that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai required a man of the Lord to be doing. Verse 11, and Yahweh shall guide thee continually, see, and satisfy thy soul in drought, and make fat thy bones. And thou shalt be like a watered garden, and like a spring of water whose waters fail not. Why? Because we have that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which is the stability of thy times and strength of your salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. And part of the fear of the Lord is to fast. And I'm guilty of not doing it enough. And I pray Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai puts the spirit on me to continue to do that. To do more fasting, Salakia. Alright? So, hey man, you know, that was a spirit for the brother to bring that out, because I was just thinking about that last night, man. You know? And hey, Lord willing, you know, but that is part of the being in this truth. So I'm gonna leave it with that. I hope it was edifying. Y'all brothers keep fighting.